In the year 1159, the Catholic Church found itself at a crossroads when Pope Alexander III ascended to the papal throne. His election was a significant moment in ecclesiastical history, as it came during a period marked by tumultuous papal elections and disputes over the legitimacy of popes. Pope Alexander III, born Roland of Siena, faced numerous challenges during his papacy. One of the most notable was the struggle for supremacy with the anti-pope Victor IV, who had been backed by the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick Barbarossa. This conflict, known as the Papal Schism of 1159 to 1177, tested the strength and the authority of the papacy. Throughout his papacy, Alexander worked diligently to assert the authority of the legitimate papacy and bring an end to the schism. His efforts included forging alliances with various European monarchs and maintaining the support of the powerful Norman kingdom in Sicily. Alexander's papacy ultimately played a pivotal role in resolving the schism and strengthening the authority of the papal office. His legacy left a lasting impact on the Catholic Church and its role in the medieval world, making him a key figure in church history. In the year 1228, a remarkable chapter in the history of the Crusades unfolded, as Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II embarked on a journey that would shape the destiny of the Holy Land. This campaign, known as the Sixth Crusade, stood out among the numerous religious conflicts of the time due to its unique and unexpected outcome: a peaceful restoration of the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Emperor Frederick II, often described as a complex and enigmatic figure, arrived in Acre with a mission that combined diplomacy and military might. His unconventional approach aimed to negotiate the return of Jerusalem to Christian control rather than relying solely on military conquest. Through a series of negotiations and strategic maneuvers, Frederick II achieved a historic agreement with the Egyptian Sultan Al-Kamil. This treaty, known as the Treaty of Jaffa, resulted in the peaceful transfer of Jerusalem and other key territories to Christian hands. The Sixth Crusade, marked by its diplomatic success, brought a temporary respite to the turbulent history of the Holy Land. Frederick's achievements in the midst of religious conflict underscored the complex interplay of politics, diplomacy, and military strategy during the Crusades, and left an enduring legacy in the annals of history. The year 1303 witnessed a dramatic and audacious event that sent shockwaves through the medieval world. A high-ranking papal figure, Pope Boniface VIII, was taken prisoner on the orders of King Philip IV of France. This extraordinary turn of events highlighted the intricate and often contentious relationship between the church and secular rulers during the Middle Ages. Guillaume de Nogaret, a loyal servant of Philip IV, played a central role in this daring move. The conflict between Pope Boniface and the French king had been escalating for years, with the Pope asserting the primacy of the Church over secular authorities. In response, Philip and his advisors, including de Nogaret, embarked on a campaign to curtail papal power. The capture of Pope Boniface VIII occurred in Anagni, Italy, and was met with both shock and condemnation across Europe. Although the Pope was eventually released, the incident demonstrated the willingness of secular rulers to assert their authority over the Church, even if it meant confronting the highest religious authority in Christendom. This event remains a poignant example of the ongoing power struggles between church and state during the medieval period, highlighting the complex and often contentious nature of their interactions. In the year 1571, the Tudor dynasty faced a grave threat in the form of the Ridolfi Plot, a conspiracy to assassinate Queen Elizabeth and replace her with Mary, Queen of Scots. At the center of this treacherous scheme stood Thomas Howard, the 4th Duke of Norfolk, one of the most prominent figures in Tudor England. The Ridolfi Plot was hatched in response to the complex political and religious landscape of the time. Mary, Queen of Scots, was imprisoned in England and was seen as a legitimate Catholic heir to the English throne by many Catholics who opposed Elizabeth's Protestant reign. Thomas Howard, driven by political ambition and Catholic loyalty, became entangled in this dangerous conspiracy. The plot was not only an attempt to change the course of English history, but also a reflection of the deep-seated religious divisions of the era. It sought foreign support, particularly from Spain, to execute the assassination and place Mary on the throne. The arrest of the Duke of Norfolk marked a significant turning point in the unfolding drama. His capture, along with the exposure of the plot's details, led to a heightened sense of paranoia in Elizabethan England. The Queen's security measures intensified and Catholics faced increased scrutiny. Ultimately, the Ridolfi Plot failed, but it left a lasting imprint on Tudor history, underscoring the religious and political tensions of the time and the lengths to which individuals were willing to go to advance their cause. In the early 17th century, the colonization of North America was in full swing, and the year 1630 witnessed a pivotal moment in this unfolding narrative, the founding of Boston, Massachusetts. This historic event marked the establishment of a city that would go on to play a central role in the development of colonial America and the American Revolution. The founding of Boston was part of a broader wave of European settlement in the New World. English Puritans, seeking religious freedom and economic opportunity, set sail for the Massachusetts Bay Colony. Led by John Winthrop, this group of settlers arrived on the shores of what would become Boston Harbor and established the town of Boston. Boston quickly became a hub of activity in the New World. Its strategic location made it a center for trade and commerce, and its Puritan values shaped its political and cultural character. Over the decades, Boston would witness key events in early American history, including the Boston Tea Party and the Battle of Bunker Hill. As colonial America evolved into a crucible of revolutionary ideals, Boston played a central role in the struggle for independence from British rule. The city's historic significance would culminate in the American Revolution, making it a focal point of the nation's fight for freedom. The founding of Boston, Massachusetts was a momentous step in the larger story of American colonization and the birth of a new nation, leaving an indelible mark on the pages of history.